Hi, I'm Kara Curry Parker, and I have been talking to you in the last couple of weeks about how to activate your quantum abundance. And in this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about something we don't talk a lot about in traditional human design. I want to talk to you about the magnetic monopole. First of all, what is a magnetic monopole? For years, scientists thought that this did not exist, and actually, recently, scientists have discovered that there is such a thing as a magnetic monopole. A magnetic monopole is simply a magnet that has one pole, and in the case of human design, it is a magnet that actually is attractive. It pulls into your life experience, things that are in alignment with your sense of self and with the heart of who you are. So, what we teach in human design, and by the way, this is a grossly simplified version of this teaching. There is a whole lot more that goes along with understanding the monopole, but I really want to get to the heart of what I'm sharing with you today. And mostly, what I really want you to get is the power of your heart to create and the importance of calibrating your heart resonance field to create abundance that's in alignment with your human design and the truth of who you are. The magnetic monopole, you have a magnetic monopole that resides in your heart center. It's in the G center. It is a force that pulls into your life experiences, opportunities, and aspects of the story of who you are, your life story and your life purpose. This monopole pulls into your life experiences that help you live this story from the birth moment you are born until you leave this body. Your body and your experience is telling a story. You're living a story, and it's a story that comes from earth archetypes. The story of who you are melds with the intention of your soul, and your monopole is partially responsible for pulling into your experiences things that help you experience the story of who you are. The magnetic monopole only attracts. It only has a pole that pulls into your experience, opportunities, parts of your stories. There are elements of what you pull into your life experience that you cannot change, that you don't have a whole lot of control over. So there are parts of your story that are already set up ahead of time, and your monopole is responsible for bringing those experiences in. You may have had some of those experiences in your life. You may have met people who you knew you were meant to meet, or you may have had experiences that felt like destiny to you, and that was your monopole pulling that in to help you move forward on the story of who you are. But you also have the capacity to calibrate this monopole, and the monopole is calibrated first and foremost by our own sense of love worthiness. The more we operate from a place of self-love and a recognition of the value of who we are, the greater capacity we have to pull abundant experiences into our life. When scientists look at the heart, they actually can measure the magnetic resonance field of the heart, and they know that the heart actually creates and attracts into its experience opportunities that are a reflection of the resonance field of this heart. In other words, the more you love yourself, the more you are at peace, the more you are in a place of acceptance and allowance, the more your heart is open, the more you have healed your pain from the past and anything that causes you to shut your heart down, the more your heart is open, the more your creative capacities are enhanced, the more you can attract into your life things that, I'll just use the word good here, even though I think that's a charged word, but things that are good, things that feel good and right to you. This is not a static thing. If you don't like what you're creating in your life right now, if you don't like what you're attracting into your experience right now, you can change that experience by first and foremost changing your heart resonance field. You can change the frequency of the programming or the calibration of your monopole so that you can start attracting other better experiences into your reality. But to do that, we have to know how the mechanics of heart resonance works. We have been saying for years, your thoughts create your reality. And sometimes we've gone down a rabbit hole of overusing that concept. Certainly, there's an aspect of your thoughts create your reality in calibrating heart resonance. But it's not about sticking up a vision board and putting up a picture of a car or a house or, a soulmate. Certainly that can work sometimes, but the truth is, and I know this from 28 years of working with people around the science of deliberate creation, that visualizing and locking ourselves into a fixed manifestation doesn't always work. In fact, it very infrequently works because we're not using the power of the mind to create correctly. The purpose of the mind, that creative capacity that we have, and the purpose even of visualization is not to manifest a specific thing or specific circumstance. The purpose of the mind, and we see this in human design, is to actually stimulate an emotional response. In fact, when you look at the biology of how this works, when you have an inspiration, it triggers a photon storm in your brain, a storm of light. That photon storm actually stimulates the occipital and the temporal lobe to create neurotransmitters, which then in turn create a specific emotional response or an emotional charge around a thought or an idea. Where we stop ourselves short is we don't understand oftentimes that emotional response is a frequency of energy. And that frequency of energy calibrates your heart resonance field. Now, the other thing that's important to understand is that the energy for abundance literally is in the gate 55 on the emotional solar plexus. It is deeply associated with digestion and assimilation. It is deeply associated with the solar plexus neuron network, which is the vagal nerve, which is connected to the heart. Our emotions stimulate the heart, which in turn calibrate the heart resonance field. Your thoughts create an emotional response, which creates an emotional frequency, which creates an attunement or a calibration to the heart resonance field, which then creates your reality. Okay, let's review that for just a minute. Your inspirations, the thoughts you have, calibrate your emotions, which calibrate your heart, which then attracts into your reality opportunities that are a reflection of the frequency of emotional energy that you are offering the world. If we calibrate our hearts to the highest frequency possible in such a way that what we are calibrating with is in alignment with our authentic self, then we unlock the power for us to create in our reality opportunities that are abundant and sustainable and a reflection of the unique place we each occupy in the cosmic plan or the cosmic order of things. So let's review this because, again, this is so important. Here's the recipe for setting higher intentions with your heart. Use your mind to question, not answer. The minute we try to figure things out is the minute we slip into anger, frustration, disappointment, or bitterness, because we're not designed to figure things out. We're designed to stay engaged in inspiration with a sense of wonder and curiosity, and to engage that sense of wonder and curiosity with impossibility thinking. And the possibility thinking, our imagination, then triggers an emotional response, which then tunes the heart. Use inspiration and imagination to stimulate your emotional vibration. Your emotional vibration synchronizes with the magnetic monopole in the heart, which then attracts. You then want to see what shows up in your outer world in response to your emotional energy and this calibration of your monopole. If you like it, ask for more. If you don't, ask for something different. Think sufficiency, not overabundance. Sometimes we don't allow ourselves to create because we're thinking so big, we question our worth, and then we don't allow ourselves to receive it. And frankly, we're designed to receive everything we need. We don't have to have a backup plan and store stuff for the future. Think sustainably. Be resilient. Stay hopeful. Stay awash in beauty. Nurture yourself. Stay tuned to truth. These are things that inspire you and allow you to hold a higher frequency of energy. Have faith, even if you can't see it. The gate 55 in the emotional solar plexus and the gate 30 as well are gates of faith. This is we have within us in our hardwire and the capacity to hold a vision, to put fire under a vision and hold that vision until we see it actually manifest. Stay grateful. It's the most heart-opening energy that we have in human design. Focus on what is working. Decondition, decondition, decondition. The more you look at where you have lived a life that is untrue, where you have been out of alignment with the truth of who you are, the more you live there, the more difficult it is for you to create abundantly in your life. The more you bring your life into alignment with the full expression of the authentic place and the unique role you play in the cosmos, the more abundance you create in your life. Question everything in a good way, not in a suspicious way. Ask, how is this possible? What else is possible? How can I create more? What would this look like in my life? Distract your mind. It needs a lot of distraction because it's so deeply conditioned to figure things out. So engage in beauty. Breathe. The breath is an incredibly inspirational energy and it helps you clear and align your energy. Meditate. Move your body. Don't sit around thinking. If you can't figure it out, go for a walk. If you distract the body, it actually, especially if you do something like walking or take a shower, it actually increases your dopamine and that actually relaxes your brain and allows you to become more inspired, not less. Shift your awareness. Again, look at what is working, what's not, instead of what's not working. Find the evidence that everything you're wanting to create is showing up, even if it's a teeny, teeny, tiny piece of evidence. When you shift your awareness, you actually cause the brain to refocus its perspective and to engage in a different set of questions and to stay in a more inspired place. Embrace your human design and most importantly, understand your openness. Start to really discover how your open centers, those places where you're taking energy in from the world around you, might be influencing you and causing you to think you're someone you're not. You are worthy of being who you are. And in fact, the world needs you to be the full, authentic expression of the truth of who you are. And do your best to love with all your heart. The more we love, the more we increase the resonance field of the heart and the greater abundance we pull into our reality. Remember, it's in your hardwiring to be abundant. The more you be who you truly are, this isn't about doing, this is about being, the more sustainable abundance you can create in your life. I hope this has given you a little bit of a different perspective on our creative capacity and giving you some new insights to help you deepen your ability to calibrate your heart, to create in your life, to attract into your life circumstances, opportunities, experiences that will support you in the full unfolding of the truth of who you really are.